how is the accommodation for international students here, for example, because we offer something in campus, but also what do you think that are the offers outside campus? It's easy to find a house, it's how much it costs is affordable, maybe it's expensive, and more you because you have, for example, the experience in Toronto, which is not that cheap because I have a lot of friends there. But what is the difference, for example, in Sudbury?
Okay, I can take this one because I have firsthand experience in that sense. I moved from Toronto to be able to buy a house.
Cool.
That's literally why I moved here. And of course, it's a beautiful city and I could find a job, so on and so forth. I was able to buy my home, thank God. And
Congratulations.
thank you. My mortgage is lower than what I paid in rent in Toronto for a 2-bedroom condo, basically. So of course, when you do the math, it only makes sense, right? Of course, metropolitan cities, they're much cheaper, much more expensive, and it's more difficult to find housing because of the population. You just have to think about where you want to move to if you're moving to a brand new country. I always advise all the students, if you want the Canadian experience, start in a small city. Even if it's not Sudbury, it's up to you. Decide what you want to do. Of course, come to Cambrian and live in Sudbury. It's beautiful. But if you're coming to Canada, maybe start with a smaller community where it's more affordable and you build on that experience and your understanding of the Canadian system. And then once you've graduated, once you've gotten your job, everything, there's freedom of mobility. You can move anywhere you want, honestly. And when it comes to Sudbury, the housing crisis, yes, there's a housing crisis all around the world. I think we're pretty good in that sense. I don't know if you agree.
Yeah, we didn't there was housing shortage in most of the cities, but at the time we still had our place or even on campus housing were available. So we never had like, oh, it's full. No, we didn't have that one yet. So that's good. And when we say small cities, don't think that we are far away from Toronto. We are just four hours away from Toronto. So there are students who just drive to Toronto in the morning and come back. Just for groceries. Like if you think, and if someone who's in Toronto, they usually drive like 1 hour to 1.5 hours
To
one
work?
way to work.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I work.
Oh, yes.
and-
Spent years doing that.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
And I drive around like 20 minutes to my work.
Same
Less
here.
than 20
Yeah.
minutes. So
Yeah.
Exactly.
that's a good deal.
And our residence on campus is just fantastic. Have you, either of you
Yeah.
stayed at the
No.
residence?
No.
No?
But
Okay.
I've been inside, yeah.
Yeah, so I went, like, actually, that was an opportunity that I completely lost, and I'm so frustrated because of that, because I didn't pay attention when we did the first meeting, being honest. I didn't pay attention, and then I was like, I kind of hear something, and then my partner was like, no, I don't think so, like, that's too good to be true, honestly.
The
He said that, no, like the
Residence
place,
scholarship?
the residence, because the price was really good, and he said like, I don't think that that's true, like that cannot be true. And I said like, yeah, maybe it's not. Once we arrived here, a lot of students like, oh yeah, I'm just living here for a really good price that I'm not gonna mention because that is gonna change, and that's the information until today. But you really need to take advantage of that, and it's also really cool because you fill a form and they like put you, for example, if you have a roomie, with people that are kind of in the same perspective than you. So if you don't like, for example, the noise, they're gonna put you someone that doesn't like the noise. If you're someone that study at night, they're gonna put you with someone that like to study at night too. So even in your same country, which is, I think that is amazing, because in that point you also like start building community in college, building your friends, and probably building your next person who is gonna recommend you in work, who is like, oh my God, yeah, I have this job, come with me too. So everything is really connected in Canada, even in the residences.
If you are coming to Canada and if you have family or friends who can like look for an off-campus housing, or if your friends lives in a house that is off-campus, then it's good that you can look for that one. What we strongly recommend is like, you don't need to book an off-campus thing from your home country without seeing the place.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you are in that situation, I strongly recommend you to take that advantage of residence for the first 4 months, because we usually have the subsidized rate for the first 4 months, so that you can stay in the residence, which is like 2 minutes away from the campus. It's in the same campus itself, and you don't need to pay for your transportation or anything. The good thing is, like, then you can sense the city, you can live there in your residence and look for another alternate accommodation after 4 months, and that you can take if you find a job by the time, then close to your workplace or to the college. In that way, you can use that benefit of that subsidized rate in residence, then move to your off-campus housing if you want to.
Yeah.
Most of the students, what they find is, like, when they start with residence, they try to get employed over there, then they continue over there, because they can work in the residence at the same time they can stay.
That's amazing.
Yeah, on that, currently, this is subject to change, of course, but at the moment, the subsidized amount that Sibin is talking about is the residence scholarship for 1 semester, for the first semester. The total is $1,800, and that accounts to $450 a month, which is a pretty amazing price when you think about it. And most of the students take advantage of this scholarship that we have. They make friends, and then they decide, okay, we're gonna rent a house off campus. And that's how they find their roommates and move out, or they stay at the residence because we don't kick them out. They can stay whenever they want. But yeah, in Sudbury, I think it's pretty good.